Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 3. We're into our final week of races, so it's going to be full of action. Race 24, Arctic Circuit, created by Pole123 Jr. And this is a JMR track, as Peskybird said in the chat before. So it is our third and final JMR track. I see Wheatman's here as well. Used to never watch streams, and now always make sure to be on Twitch like 5 minutes before the stream starts. Love to hear it. Glad to hear that you're enjoying it, and it is good to have you here watching live. Peskybird just hoping for a good ending to the season for me. Wow, 4 races to go. Let's see how they go. So the current standings going into this one, and Boer, hello, welcome. Glad you can make it as well. Iceman currently leading with 457, Marnie in second with 451, Superboss in third with 448, Jimmy in fourth with 446, Azur in fifth with 422, Peskybird in sixth with 419, Cheese and Demon tied in seventh with 409, and Boer in ninth with 403. So let's head over to the track. So here we are, Arctic Circuit. So start finish down at the bottom of the ladder as with the other JMR tracks. Tall ladder to start. Fairly compact track. Got a sharp corner to start. A little split area. So a few sharp turns. And a hairpin at the end. So yeah, quite a winding track. Short and sweet, yep. Quite short and simple. Now we've got not many straights. There's one main straight at the end, and that is about it. Just a heads up, if I keep pausing or I mute at all, I managed to get a chest infection from the cold I had previously, which is brilliant. I'm annoyingly very prone to them. My doctor says the last time or the time before when I had one, they said I'm prone to them because of an infection I had previously, and so every time I get a cold or something, there's a chance I get a chest infection following it, which is lovely. I absolutely hate them. So yeah, if I do go quiet at all, it's usually because I'm having a coughing fit or something. I don't want to deafen people down the mic, but I'm hoping it'll only last like a week or 2 tops, and hopefully after that be good again. Yeah, thanks for the support in the chat. It's all good. I've been through it a few times already. Not fun, but not a lot I can actually do about it, apparently. But hey, on with the race. Let's get everyone loaded in. We've got 12 laps here. Reverse grid as always. Azur starting at the front, Iceman starting at the back. Iceman will be wanting to try and keep hold of the season lead going through this. Marnie will be looking to try and pick up some points to try and take that lead again. And the lights are out and we are off. And Azur, Jimmy and Cheese are going to be first ones onto the ladder side by side. Superboss and Iceman just behind. So Iceman making a good early dive there onto the ladder. Marnie, not so good, is going to be starting at the back, going onto the first ladder as they make their way up to the top. Cheese is going to have the inside line. Going to the corner. Azur does have more pace though, so Azur's going to cut Cheese off. Jimmy's going to follow behind. Going to the split section, Cheese gets the overtake on Azur. Iceman with a bit of a rough collision there. Peskybird's going to squeeze past with a bit of contact. Superboss on the tail of Jimmy. Going for a lunge but doesn't quite make it work. Cheese is just trying to hold Azur off. Everyone quite close together here. Big collision into the corner. Pesky and Jimmy are going to get caught up bad in that. And Iceman's going to creep through and move up to 4th. Going for an overtake on Superboss as well, moving up to 3rd. Coming down to the ladder, it'll be all about getting onto this ladder well, and Iceman absolutely nailing it. First lap going all the way up into 1st. Going on to lap 2. So a great start to the race from Iceman. Demon unfortunately trailing behind a bit. So it's going to be Iceman leading, Cheese in 2nd, Superboss 3rd, Azur, Peskybird, Boy and Jimmy side by side. Then Marnie and Demon. So going off the top, Boy's got more speed out of that group of 4. Will come out in front with Azur, Jimmy, then Peskybird behind. Boy's going for a lunge around Superboss as well, makes it work. Azur goes for a lunge, but it doesn't work, colliding with the wall quite hard and slowing down. Iceman going a little bit slow as well. Cheese go look for a pass, makes it work. Boy goes for a pass as well. Boy making a lunge on Cheese, so Boy's going to go up into 1st. Cheese tried to get that position back, but didn't quite have the pace. So it's going to be Boy leading, Cheese in 2nd, Iceman in 3rd. Got Superboss, Peskybird and Jimmy battling it out as well. Going down to the ladder, it's not a smooth entry, but Boy does make it on before anyone else can. Iceman loses a bit of time. Marnie sniping through there. Very costly for Azur and Superboss. So Boy leading. Peskybird and Jimmy side by side. Battling out for 2nd. Iceman just behind. Then Cheese and Marnie side by side. Superboss, Azur, and then Demon trailing a bit. We're calling for the comeback, but it is early in the race. There's a lot that can happen. But we like the confidence. So Boy's going to try and make a bit of a breakaway up at the front. Jimmy with a bad hit on the wall is going to collide with their teammate as well. 2 icebreakers with a little bump there. Peskybird is going to block Iceman. Marnie's looking for a gap to make the overtake. Cheese coming through, overtaking Iceman and Marnie. Getting a better line through that section. And while all this battling is going on, Boy is just trying to break away. Everyone running quite quick around this track. Peskybird calling a Boy Pesky 1-2. That was a big bounce backwards from Peskybird off the ladder, which is not ideal. Getting pushed around by Azur as well. A lot of chaos going on there. And Peskybird losing quite a lot of time at the ladder as everyone was just pushing them around. So we've got Cheese and Jimmy side by side now for the 2nd spot. Iceman and Marnie side by side. Currently the 2 to really be watching at the top of the leaderboard, but anything can still happen. There's still a lot of people within points reach, and anyone can knock them out of those positions. Jimmy getting the overtake on Cheese. And Boy's just still trying to hold this lead up at the front. Going down to the ladder once again. It's not a good entry. Jimmy's going to come through and snipe that first spot. Boy's going to make it on in 2nd, just in front of Cheese. On in 3rd, Iceman 4th, Superboss 5th, Marnie 6th. Azur and Peskybird side by side, and then Demon still in 9th. A position that Demon has been very used to in this season. So coming up to the top, Iceman slowly rolling to the outside line. Jimmy and Boy are both cutting across from the inside to the outside to get a smooth turn. Iceman with a bit of a bump going into the split section means Superboss can close that gap. And Cheese is looking for a way past Boer. The Iceman also just behind. It's a slow exit on that corner for Cheese. Iceman might go for the lunge here. They do, and it works. So Iceman is going up a position, up into third, and is now chasing Burr down to the ladder. Jimmy already on safely. A big collision there. Iceman and Burr bouncing off, and then Cheese giving Iceman a little nudge back on. Burr and Cheese will now be side by side. Pesky Bird, I think, blocking Superboss there. And Superboss is going to drop behind Azure. And Demon still having some difficulties. So Jimmy's going to go for an inside line off the top. Burr currently holding the fastest lap. Trying to get an extra point. Go see Cheese and Burr side by side into the corner. Burr's just going to squeeze Cheese out. A little bit rough through the split section, but Cheese with a bad exit on the corner is going to lose a lot of time. As Marnie and Pesky Bird gaining. Everyone's still fairly close together as we're at the halfway mark of the race. But Jimmy's trying to extend this lead now. Marnie having trouble on the exit of the corner. Pesky Bird's now right behind Marnie. Has gone for the overtake, almost making it work, but Marnie fights back for that position. As we head over to the ladder and see what's going on. Burr's having some trouble. Collision with Marnie as well. Burr having lots of difficulties at the ladder. It's cost a lot of time. And Superboss and Demon are now side by side at the back. So it's Jimmy leading, Iceman second, Icebreakers 1-2 currently, Cheese in third, then Pesky Bird and Marnie side by side, followed by Azure, then Burr, and then we have Demon and Superboss side by side as well. Going into the first corner. Pesky Bird's going to squeeze in front of Marnie there. They're colliding into the central part of the split point, causing a bit of a pile up there between Pesky Bird, Marnie and Azure. Azure's going to try and cut in front of Marnie, makes it work. I think Marnie getting that position back. So quite the battle going on here. We have Burr, Superboss and Demon all gaining. They were with a rough exit there. Superboss is going to get picked up in that collision. Heading down to the ladder. It looks like Iceman and Jimmy are both on side by side. Pesky Bird gets a bounce backwards, meaning Marnie's going to get on in front of Pesky Bird. And Demon actually gaining 2 positions on that lap. As it is now Superboss in 8th and Burr in 9th. On lap 8. Calling for that 1-2 early on, and the comeback may not have paid off. But Jimmy and Iceman having a very good season so far, hoping to stay in front of Marnie in this race to try and keep those positions in the season so far. It could be quite big for the Icebreakers here if they can both keep hold of a 1-2. This won't be the first 1-2, but I don't even think it's the second 1-2 we've had from them. So Jimmy on in first, Iceman on in second. She's onto the ladder in third. Everyone piling up. Marnie makes it on. We've got Azure, Pesky Bird and Demon side by side, followed by Superboss and Burr. So everyone's still quite close together. Last place with fastest lap. No one has stolen the fastest lap off Burr yet. So Jimmy now on the move again into turn 1. With Iceman following. Gonna follow Azure, Demon and Pesky Bird here. as Demon will take the position in front of Pesky Bird, but a big collision with the split point. Pesky Bird's going to just squeeze through. Demon's going to take that position back, but this battling is losing them time. Now have Superboss and Word just behind them. We see Jimmy and Iceman making their way down towards lap 10. Iceman's going to go up into first, as Jimmy doesn't get a great entry onto the ladder. Marnie with a big bounce there. We're going to see what happens as everyone piles in. It's a rough one for Boer. And Pesky Bird's going to drop to 8th. We're going to have Demon, Marnie, Azure and Superboss side by side. Iceman and Jimmy will be aiming to finish 1-2 here and hope that Marnie finishes as low as possible for them to help with their place in the standings. That'll be the ideal outcome for the two of them. 1-2 could be correct, but in reverse, yeah, we could see a Pesky Bird and Boer 1-2 in 8th and 9th. See, Iceman and Jimmy have quite a big gap back to Cheese now. Predicting the next race starting positions. Yeah, maybe. Seeing too far into the future. Not this race, but the next one. So Marnie just getting on next to Cheese there is not going to let Iceman and Jimmy get too far away. Trying to at least hold a top 3 spot, as every point does matter in this. Pesky Bird and Boer are going to be side by side as well at the back. Boer still holding that fastest lap as we're on lap 11. Iceman starting to make a bit of a gap on Jimmy. Could be big for Iceman's points, extending the lead in this season if they can get a win here. So Marnie as Cheese. Marnie causing a bit of a collision there though, going a bit slow, means Cheese is going to come through and take that 3rd spot again. And as looking for a lunge, gets it inside on the inside line. And again on the inside line of Cheese. So Azur's going to move up to 3rd. Cheese in 4th and Marnie now in 5th. Jimmy and Iceman are side by side. Azur gets pushed by Cheese, doing a little bunny hop there onto the ladder. Cheese will get on in front of Marnie, then it's Superboss. We've got Demon getting on, and Boer and Pesky Bird side by side once again. And it is the final lap of the race. A little bit of a shorter race than some of our usual ones. So with Iceman Jimmy with quite a strong lead here, I think it's going to come down to which one is going to take the win. As a rough turn for Iceman there, he's going to lose quite a bit of time, and Jimmy's going to come through into the lead. And going into the final corner, Jimmy is going to be leading on the exit of the corner. And side by side, the Icebreakers go across the line. Jimmy taking the win. Iceman in 2nd. Go back to the battle, raging for 3rd. And Superboss trying to get on Marnie here, but it's not going to be enough as Cheese comes through in 3rd. Azure in 4th. Marnie in 5th. Superboss in 6th. Demon's going to come through in 7th. Boer's going to come through in 8th with the fastest lap secured. And Pesky Bird is going to finish 9th. So the 1-2, the Boer Pesky 1-2 is there, just not in the right positions that they would have been hoping for. But congratulations to Jimmy on the win. Letting Iceman go in front on the the congratulation lap, the victory lap. That's the word. Brain malfunction on the victory lap. So claps in the chat for Jimmy. Great race. A great race by both Iceman and Jimmy there. Absolutely dominating this track, and so far being pretty dominant in the series. This could be quite big, seeing as Marnie finished in 5th. So this could be huge in the points. Iceman's going to extend that lead of the season, and this could be big for Jimmy as well. The most dedicated fans get the worst marbles. Sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes it does. Maybe it's just preparation for next season, you know, bigger season, bigger prizes. You don't want this season. Just play it off. You know, you're warming up for next season. The bigger one. But I'm going to go and enter the results over onto the leaderboard, and I'll be back with the standings in just a minute. Alright, the results have been entered. Just catch up with the chat. Are you planning on taking a break before the start of the next season? Yes, but don't worry, it won't be like the last ones. I'm going to stay on top of it. A bit more prepared, and I should now be in a better situation to stay on top of it and get the new season out relatively quickly. So we at least need a break so I can sort out the new track lists, looking at extending that. Of course, I saw there's loads of track submissions in the Discord, so if anyone has any suggestions for me to check out, go pop them over there. Either just to check out in general, maybe bring track showcases back, who knows, but also if there's any for the season that I can look at, then yeah, I'll be going through, probably do some polls and stuff for everyone to say if there's any tracks that maybe want removing from the next season that was in this one, maybe ones that aren't as exciting, or just to make room for some others. So there's going to be all of that. Enough time for sign-ups as well. I don't know how long yet, maybe like a month, but don't hold me to that. Yeah, so there'll be sort of all the prep time and sign-up time and stuff for everyone to get involved. I see Jimmy saying very fitting track for an icebreaker 1-2 finish. It is actually, yeah. The Arctic Circuit for the icebreakers to finish 1-2 is very fitting. So let's head over to the updated standings. So following that race, Iceman still leading, trying to extend that lead up at the front. Still not clear though. With 3 races left to go, still not clear. That first place is still up for grabs. Second place is Jimmy now with 476. Marnie in third with 468. Just holding on to that third position with Superboss close behind in fourth with 463. Azur in fifth with 441. Cheese in sixth, tied with Pesky Bird with 431. Demon in 8th with 423, and Boer in 9th with 417. So a bit of struggle town for Boer at the moment, but 3 races left to go. See what happens. See, Wheatman said, will new signups opening be announced on Discord? I'll just join the next season as a Marvel. Yes, it will. It'll be in the announcements when they open. And yeah, feel free to sign up. I obviously wish everyone luck in the new season as well when that kicks off. But yeah, the signups will be open for a while to give everyone that wants to take part enough time to get signed up and join in. Will the gap between first and last be 100 plus points by the end of the season? Good question. We will see. It depends if you have any more stinky races. But who knows? So we've got 3 races left to go. We've got Scream Speedway coming up next. That'll be tomorrow. Maybe that's your goal. yeah, just try and get as big gap as possible. Aim for the 100 plus. Then we have Marble GP India, which is, I think, the longest track, or at least longest race of the season, if I remember correctly. It's between that one and the Office Madness. I know those two are the two longest of the season. I think GP India might be the longest, or it's the second longest. I don't totally remember, but yeah, it's another long one as the penultimate race. And then, of course, on Friday, so that'll be on Thursday, and then on Friday, end of the week, will be the final race of the season, and of course, it will be on Red Rings, where we usually end it, because that track is just chaotic. Chaotic in a good way. Lots of shortcuts, lots of chaos, drama, lots of fails. It's always a good way to finish a season. But yeah, I'll look at opening signups probably after this season finishes. I think probably at the end of this week or start of next week at some point. But yeah, it'll be announced in the Discord anyway, so keep your eyes open. It'll be in the announcements, and then you just go to the race signups, make sure you have the racer role, which I think everyone who's watching these right now on Twitch already does. When you join the Discord, you can get your role as either a racer or not, depending on what you're here for. And then you'll have access to a race sign-up section where you'll see there'll be a button that'll be there at the moment. It just says the sign-ups are closed. Then you click that button, fill in a quick little form, which is like 4 or 5 sections, and then you're in. Nice and straightforward. It pretty much just asks things like your marble name, which we try and keep similar to at least like a Twitch name or a Discord name. That way we have a better idea of who you are, so you can tell most of the names. You'll be able to know who they are when they speak in the chat half the time or in the Discord, just off their marble name. But yeah, all that stuff when it opens, pretty straightforward. But that is going to do it for this one. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. So 3 races left, still quite close. And no worries, worth. Thank you all for being here once again. Appreciate everything and all the support. And I know we've got a few more people joining next season, which is going to be great. More people, more action, more excitement, more drama, and that's all the stuff we love to see. That'll do it for this stream. So thank you all so much for watching. Less chance to be last. That is true, but then even more gutting when you are last. Yes, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.